starts flying like a cannonball. What goes up must come down. Take my advice and run while you still stand. She's got my love jump started. The only one I want is you.
1, 2, 3. Woo-cha! Woo-cha!
Hi guys, how's it going? So today we've seen how various brands across multiple industries engage with customers, how they build their customer experiences. But I'm here to talk about the future of customer experiences and how AI can play a role in that as well. So I'm sure you've heard stories about augmented reality and virtual reality, or even the metaverse, just like now with we had with Erwin and Alex. And we saw some great examples from Signify as well, looking at that mirror that kind of shows you what this outfit is going to look like on you, or that virtual shopping experience where you hold up your phone and it kind of guides you through that store. So that's like the first layer of what we have, what we can offer to customers today when it comes to more immersive experiences, in this case just using augmented reality. But what does a metaverse experience look like? So what does it mean for your brand? What does it mean for a company like Adobe? So we have a clear vision of what a metaverse experience might or should look like. Now, first of all, we believe the metaverse experience should be completely immersive. So this means either virtual reality goggles, other types of wearables that still need to be invented in the near future, but it should be immersive and should offer rich interactive content. And maybe even have the ability to offer specific content to new audiences that you were unable to reach before in the past. On top of that, it should be co-experience as well. You're not alone in the metaverse. This is an interconnected world where you have the ability to hang out with your friends or hang out with your coworkers, for example. Or you can go ahead and you can co-create and you can work and converse, maybe go shopping together. And if you do offer the ability of giving a shopping experience to your customers, then it should also be part of an interconnected economy that's live and persistent, where you have the ability to offer exclusive content to the audience that wants to look you up in the metaverse. So just now we had Erwin and we had Alex on stage talk about McDonald's and how they future-proof their experiences for the coming years. So what would an immersive experience for McDonald's look like? So I'm not quite sure yet what it might be, but I found a quick artist rendition that I kind of like here. So maybe just walking around this virtual environment with your digital avatar, and you come across one of these bad boys here, and like, well, you know what, I'm going to actually try this out. Where you have an actual money transfer where you buy a virtual meal in exchange for a token, an item, or a QR code that you can then go ahead and exchange at a real McDonald's restaurant, where you can have access to an exclusive metaverse burger, for example. So this is something that will be possible in the future. Or maybe this is what Nescafe is going to look like. So you're going through this virtual world, you're going to make a stop at the Nescafe station here, fill up on some coffee to give you the stamina that you need to continue your virtual journey. And the thing is that there's a lot of originality, there's a lot of room for originality here if you want to express your brand in something like the metaverse. And so this is something that really, really excites me being a content creator myself. But there's one thing that all these experiences have in common. In augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse, whatever it is, whichever direction you want to take this into, and that is 3D. Everything starts with 3D, and I cannot emphasize enough how important 3D is today as well and for the near future. Now, even if you're not that interested in the metaverse today, that's absolutely fine, because there's a lot of value in 3D when you look at marketing as well. Let's take a look at Ben & Jerry's. So Ben & Jerry's have completely revolutionized how they take pictures of their ice cream. So imagine organizing a product shoot for ice cream that melts. Must be a nightmare. So now they have 3D models and hyper-realistic materials, which is all powered by Adobe Substance 3D or 3D set of tools that allows them to basically create any marketing image that they want of any flavor of Ben & Jerry's in any language, any setup, any backdrop, anywhere. So this is a huge benefit to them. So imagine looking at your own world, for example, what if you can generate on demand any marketing image, any detail of any product on demand? I mean, the return will be just absolutely insane. And you can do this today already because you can actually use Substance 3D, Adobe's solution, for creating a 3D scene, applying hyper-realistic materials, which is what Substance does best, choosing the backdrop materials, textures, and decals, and then hit that render button, and then we can bulk render this in the cloud for you. This exists today. And this will allow you to create this content and scale this content for you, because you know there's so much demand for content these days, and we want details before we go ahead and make a purchase. But what are the results for this? What's the ROI for a system like this? Well, Wayfair has made it clear that going from traditional photography to 3D is up to 10 times cheaper over time, which is absolutely amazing. And if you take a look at Deloitte made it very clear that if you have the ability to present your product in augmented reality, consumers are 11 times more likely to buy your product. That's insane. That's insane. And you know what? Adobe's augmented reality solution, Adobe Aero, is already in your Creative Cloud, so you might already have it in your company. If you combine that with Substance 3D, sky's the limit what you can do. Now, looking at content in general, I know content is king and personalization, there's pressure, and we have to keep up, right? But a recent study, this is January, I believe, a recent study has also given us the fact that 81% of consumers want fresh content. So it doesn't make any sense to have a new campaign with old images. We have to refresh the content. And there's been a huge uptick in 2021 of retailers moving to virtual shopping experiences, 260% increase. If you combine that with content creation at scale using 3D, augmented reality, and the data we have from, for example, a company like Deloitte, seeing what the ROI is for such a system, then you know that this is something that you should be probably looking into if you're in retail. But how do you keep your content fresh? How do you keep it engaging? How do you stand out from the noise? So what can you do here? So there's a couple of things you can do. First of all, you have to try and embrace AI. So Adobe has launched hundreds of features that are AI or machine learning driven, thanks to an algorithm we call Adobe Sensei, and this is already available today. So if you are using solutions like Adobe Creative Cloud, there are hundreds of features in there that maybe most of your designers haven't really discovered yet, but it can do things that you were unable to do a year ago, 3 years ago. And we're looking ahead in the future as well, because Adobe has a very clear standpoint on what AI should look like. AI is not here to replace designers. It's there to be acting as an assistant, a creative assistant. So, for example, we're actually looking ahead as well, looking at Lightroom, our main photography application, where we're currently looking at ways for you to simply change the time of day in an image, making it very easy to use that campaign image that you're looking for, without having to go outside or wait for the weather, because you can change the weather, you can change the sky automatically, having sunlight, reflection, and colors already be applied to that specific image here. And same thing here, like another example where you can see how the shadows react based on the different setting of the sun. And then if you combine that with the existing features that we have within Lightroom, this can save you hours in your campaign image. And what if you found this image here, but it's not big enough? You can simply open it up, and the AI will add more image for you, making sure that it fits any crazy aspect ratio that you have for your campaign images. If you look at text-based AI, generative AI, again, we have a vision of having a creative assistant where you go ahead and make selections, type in what you want, and the AI is going to give it to you in your composition. This is something that we're very actively researching right now, which is going to open up ways to create that you've never had before, or simply create other variations of an existing design. You have a creative assistant, and that is the whole point. We simply don't want to limit you in certain creativity, and if you have repetitive tasks, we're going to make sure that we can automate these as best as we can. Looking here at this other example with the lighthouse, just looking for different variations, just to kind of get inspired. Even if it's not pixel perfect, because it's AI, it's fine. It will give you a different perspective, and it might even show you things that you haven't seen before, and go like, huh, you know what? That's kind of nice. I never thought about adding this or that element to this particular workflow. And this is something that really, really excites me. So if you're looking at the near future, it doesn't matter if you want to invest more or less in 3D, or embrace the metaverse, or collaborate more because we're all working from home these days, right? Or you're going to boost your marketing, or invest more in AI-driven features. Whatever happens, Adobe's going to be there with you every step of the way. And I've spent my entire 22-year career in the graphic design industry, and I'm still working with these products here today. And I've never been more excited because I wish I had these tools available back in the days I was still doing graphic design myself. So this really, really excites me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.